Mike Mayock.
Gary, thanks very much. You know, before every game, head coach Phil Martelli of St. Joe's gives his team 3 offensive keys, 3 defensive keys, and 1 special. Today's special is very simply, have fun. You've waited your whole lives to get to this moment. Relax, enjoy it, and in this day and age of professionalism, Gary, Dan, I think that's really laudable.
Well, he lives the way he preaches, I'll tell you that. He's a man who enjoys what he's doing and is upfront and honest about it. St. Joe's working it underneath. That'll be a foul on Olawakandi. Olawakandi getting a piece of the body.
Once again, you see the great quickness of Rashid Bey getting inside, drawing the defense, and able to dish it off.
Rasul will be going to the line. Judy Martelli on hand here, the wife of the St. Joe's coach, along with the entire family today, as you would expect, biting nails while the first game was going on, waiting for the second one to start. Gets the first. Judy Martelli, Philip, Elizabeth, and Jimmy are the youngsters on hand, and Mom and Dad are here as well. Mary Jane and Dad Phil right there. The family. Tougher on them probably than on the coach.
And one of the things that Phil Martelli emphasizes at St. Joe's is it really is a family kind of atmosphere.
Pacific with the basketball. Owens along the side, and the banging's really going on underneath.
Oh, and they called that foul on Olawakandi, Gary.
Olawakandi was kind of reaching around and hanging on to the defender.
And Haskins has been in the middle of everything since he's come in the game. He's hit a couple of three-point baskets. In fact, he's 2 for 2 from three-point range, and he comes in as a 23% free throw shooter. 6 turnovers now for Pacific.
Haskins has got 8 points in the last 3.5 minutes of this basketball game. Number 44 in white out there. Bay directing the offense goes to him along the foul line. Anders knocked it away. Corey Anders, one of the best defensive players in the nation, brings the basketball up. Owens. Owens is open left to go. Anders for 3. No dice on that one. Rashul with a rebound. Oh, Rashul, the junior out of Cleveland, coming on off the bench for St. Joe's. Both teams, a lot of cutting and banging going on underneath while they work the perimeter. Bay.
Oh, nice ball movement.
Got it around in a hurry. Myers.
And Haskins tipped that one out.
Haskins is a presence. Well, Myers, look how they're throwing all the way across court here. And a foul.
Oh, they got Olawakandi again.
Olawakandi picking up quick fouls. He came off the bench.
Great ball movement by the Hawks of St. Joe's. Now, Myers missed the three-point shot. Myers much better really going to the basket. He's a guy who likes to take it to the basket. He's a 34% three-point shooter, but he really is very effective going to the goal.
Olawakandi's out of there. 3 fouls. Has only played 3 minutes, 52 seconds. That's a big loss for them with that 7-footer going out of there. St. Joe's with the basketball and the lead by 2. Now Davis working outside. Bay for 3. Bay gets the 3 at 59 three-pointers during the regular season. And Bay's got 10 points already in this game.
When St. Joe's shoots the ball better than 40%, they're 16-1. So one of the big keys to the Hawks is their shooting, and they've started out this game shooting it very well.
Turnover. Bowman outside. Tim Bowman. Pacific coach Bob Thomason upset here right now as St. Joe's is on a 15-2 run. And have extended their lead to 23-18. St. Joe's, the higher seed, number 4 against number 13 Pacific.
Pacific in the zone the last couple of times, now goes back to the man-to-man. This is where Myers is dangerous, that ability to step through.
Had it blocked from behind that time. Anders reached in and got a piece lost again. Freeweiler was able to pick up that loose basketball.
Just slipped out of the hands of Bay. Rain Mahaffey, pretty good outside shooter.
Freeweiler trying to get some room underneath. Freeweiler's got a bad left ankle. He gets fouled here. Some question yesterday how healthy he would be for this game today, as he was actually taking treatment while he was out working with the team. But that left ankle, you can see, is heavily taped.
I thought for a moment that he had a Walkman or something, but because he was holding what looked like a cassette in his hand. But it ran down to his ankle, not his ears, and he was taking ultrasound treatments while the practice was going.
Myers, oh my gosh, Freeweiler, the ankle's fine. Thank you very much.
Must have worked.
Wow.
St. Joe's really likes to get out and run when they get the opportunity. And Myers, a tremendous player in transition, just got caught up in the air. And Treeweiler was right next to him.
Treeweiler's second block of the game. He had 34 during the regular season. He can get up there. For three, they know.
Oh, nice tip by Razul.
Razul was there, has it knocked away off the table, and it will go to Pacific. 8:54 left, first half, game 2 here in the West.
Myers is going to get down in here pretty deeply, and he spins and gets up in the air. He actually lost control of the basketball, and so Treeweiler had an easy one. He blocked that one from about eye level.
Might have had a foul on Treeweiler had the player had control of it. Now Treeweiler loses it. Day in head of the pack.
And Bob Thomason asking for a 20-second timeout. Pacific simply not handling the ball very well.
Bay increasing the lead to 25-18. He's got 12 points.
Treeweiler with the turn just loses the ball. I think Razul may have gotten a hand in there.
Well, 17-2 run now underway for St. Joe's. And as we rock along to the Final Four, we invite you to jump on the Information Superhighway, CBS Sports Online. Breaking news, scores, highlights, and great stuff. CBS.sportsline.com.
And Gary, it has been a while since the Pacific Tigers have gotten up on the scoreboard.
Amazing how the first 2 games here in the West have started with one team getting the big jump and then having the other come back on them. St. Joe's keeping the heat on, and that goes off Treeweiler.
Treeweiler was not expecting that pass. Treeweiler did not know that there was no one behind him. If he catches that ball and turns to the basket, the Tigers, who now have 10 turnovers, could have gotten 2 points. Only 2 points for Pacific in the last 5 minutes and 40 seconds.
That's why St. Joseph's got the 25-18 lead. Day comes back outside Simmons. They really work the ball around well.
Look how they have the court spread out very widely. A lot of opportunities for the guards to take the ball and get into the lane.
Davis, their leading scorer.
Nice pass.
Underneath, Davis gets it. Pick and roll. And Davis, who's their leading scorer, averaging 14.4 during the regular season, gets 2 more for St. Joe's. St. Joe's will back off the press now. Bowman brings it in.
Very interesting that Pacific, with a real advantage in terms of size on the inside, hasn't been able to utilize it, but they do right there. And I think, Gary, that's where they need to go, because I don't really see how St. Joe's is going to guard them in there effectively.
Treeweiler working underneath will have some open chances, as he did that time, if they can get it there. Davis's shot comes off the front. Rebound effort, put up and in. Well, they're taking advantage underneath on the boards. Rasul's got 4 points as he came away with that one.
And St. Joe's getting great contributions off the bench early.
7:14 remaining here in the half.
And after Bowman made those 3 three-point baskets early in the game, he's drawn a bit more attention.
There he is in the corner. They went over to get him. Three-pointer no good. Treeweiler underneath pushing off. Treeweiler called for the personal foul on the rebounding action underneath. And right now Pacific needing to regroup a little bit here as St. Joe's increases their lead to 9.
And the interesting thing about that is the 7th team foul against Pacific. Olawakandi with 3 of those fouls, Treeweiler with 2. We're talking about how Pacific has an advantage inside. Well, St. Joe's doing a good job in there. The big guys for Pacific in foul trouble.
That is going to be a big problem, is a big problem already for Pacific in this game. Rasul misses on the front end of it, played by Bowman.
17 fouls, so it was the 1-and-1. St. Joe's only has 2 team fouls.
Bowman trying to work some outside here. 3-point chance again. That's what they need, but he doesn't get it. And a pushing foul on Simmons underneath. Duval Simmons of St. Joe's. That's the kind of problem St. Joe's will have underneath. And it'll come in from the baseline. Second game in the Western region. St. Joe's on top.
This is Mike Mayock back in Salt Lake City, and you're looking at Michael Olawakandi, 7-footer from London, England. It's a great story how he got here. Back in 1988, head coach Bob Thomason told all his assistant coaches they had to answer the phone when the secretary leaves for lunch because, in his own words, you never know when a 7-footer will call you. Well, 7 years later at lunchtime, assistant coach Tony Markopoulos is eating a sandwich, answers the phone in a thick, heavy British accent, says, "Coach, I'm 7 feet tall. My name's Michael Olawakandi, and I want to come play for Pacific." Well, they didn't believe him. They had him send pictures. Sure enough, he's 7 feet tall. He paid his own way to come here. His skill level was horrible when he first got here, but he's turned into a heck of a college player.
And they would like to have him on the floor right now, but with those 3 fouls, he's on the bench.
Unfortunately, he got those 3 fouls within a span of 3 minutes and 52 seconds. They could really use his size and bulk and offensive skill on the inside.
St. Joe's with the basketball. Bay drops it back. Haskins, who's had a big first half off the bench, partially blocked. No. Trio was in his face. It'll be Pacific's basketball.
You heard Mike talk about Tony Markopoulos, the assistant coach who took the phone call. He asked him to send a picture. He asked Olawakandi, he said, send a picture like standing against a door frame or something, and Olawakandi didn't want to do it.
They didn't believe he could really be that tall. Bolter dishes off. Bolter has had only 2 shots, 0 for 2, and he's a prime offensive player for Pacific. On the turnaround, nice shot, Mahavik.
And unless St. Joe's is going to commit to dropping down and double-teaming those guys inside, there isn't really much way that they're going to be able to, there isn't really an effective way that they're going to be able to defend that size on the interior.
They looking, Haskins, Mahaffey has the last 8 points for Pacific. And he's done that coming off the bench. He's got 8 total. Bowman has 9 in the game, and that's been it scoring-wise. Nobody else has had a real presence in the game. Petrovic trying to find some room. Freeweiler made the block. Freeweiler got the hand in on that one. A couple of blocks he's had. The foul will be committed underneath at the other end on the drive. So the comeback being made now by Pacific as they're finding some room. Myers underneath calling the foul, and his coach not happy.
Phil Martelli shaking his head, and what he's shaking his head about is when you play against a team like Pacific that's struggling a little bit on the offensive end, you don't want to force things on your own offensive end, because when you do, that normally creates a transition situation, and Pacific taking advantage of that transition opportunity created by Petrovic, forcing it on the inside.
Junior Corey Anders, their best defensive player, 64% free throw shooter, goes 1 for 2 from the line. Myers came down with a rebound to Bay. Bay, the move, got double teamed, and a whistle underneath. And I think it's going to be on Bay. Bay is called on the charge as he took Mahaffey down to the floor. At the half, coming up, Pat O'Brien, Clark Kellogg standing by. Day 1, of course, of the NCAA. The big dance is underway, and all the scores and highlights coming up. And our Pennzoil at the half.
Have had some interesting games thus far. The Boilermakers of Purdue coming from behind, sending the game into overtime, and a victory over Rhode Island. Long Island University promising to control the tempo and keep a fast pace, and they did, and they scored 91 points, unfortunately, for Long Island. Villanova got 101.
How about that? The NBA would like to have those points back in the game. Mahaffey gets it from the foul line.
And Mahaffey personally leading Pacific back into the game.
9 points for him, the last 9 for the team.
But some struggles by St. Joe's on the offensive end have created some opportunities for Pacific, and the Tigers have capitalized, and they're back to within 2.
Rain Mahaffey. 6 straight points now run off by Rain Mahaffey and Pacific. Bay brings it back up. 1:50 left to go in the first half. Thunder just fell down. They pass it up, come near side to Bay. 2-pointer was no good. Bowman back in the game, picked up the rebound. Owens, his attempt for 2 misses. Petrovic had it and knocked away it out of bounds. And it will stay Pacific's basketball. St. Joe's had the big lead. Phil Martelli has seen that go by the boards. Took his team to the top 25 for the first time in 30 years at St. Joe's.
Petrovic going out of the game, and Razul coming back in.
Razul, the junior, 24 for St. Joe's in white. Andrews will play it in. Pacific.
St. Joe's in the man-to-man defense. And Pacific has looked to get the ball inside. Their offense revolving around Mahaffey.
Mahaffey's worked both inside and out. There's Mahaffey underneath. That's a tough shot. Bay the rebound. Bay bringing it. Minute 13 remaining in the half. Almost thrown away. Myers. Double team going to the middle. There's Haskins again for three.
And St. Joe's one shot and out here in the last 10 minutes or so of the first half.
Corey Anders, their leading rebounder, got that one. He averages almost 7 a game in the regular season. Pacific's out-rebounded St. Joe's 23-13 here in this first half.
Pacific has done a nice job coming back in the game by controlling it on the offensive end.
And the three-pointer no good. Opportunity outside missed by Mahaffey, and down goes Bowen. He's hurt at midcourt. Bay the other way gets the two. Bowen is still down.
And I didn't see what happened to Bowman, but he's down and he is in obvious pain at midcourt. Bowman, one of the great stories of the college basketball season for Pacific. He's trying to keep track. Oh, and he just runs right into Terrell Myers at half court. Bowman never saw him. I don't know that Myers saw Bowman. They just collided at midcourt, and Bowman goes down. And I think he's got a bloody nose or his mouth is cut, but he is bleeding.
Tim Bowman, their senior from Santa Monica.
Bowman, the third leading scorer, Gary, averaging almost 11 points a game. A young man that scored a grand total of 40 points the entire season last year, has stepped in this year and been a tremendous cog in the Pacific game plan.
This is well behind the play.
Myers running up the court, and they just collide. I don't think Myers was trying to set a screen. It appeared to me, and it happened right in front of us.
St. Joe's on top by 4. Bolter, Pacific.
St. Joe's with a little token pressure. Lost in all of that was the fact that Bay hit a jumper. First St. Joe points in a while.
Shot clock almost the same as the
shot clock's off.
Owens. Pacific wants to get one here. Right for the three-point. Bolter, and doesn't get it. Just his third shot of the game for Bolter. One of the leaders they look to has not been able to convert offensively, but despite that, you've got St. Joe's 35-31 with a lead. We thought we'd see three-point chances, and that, in fact, is what we have seen in this game. 10 points from Mahaffey. He leads Pacific. 14 for Bay. 8 for Haskins, the two offensive leaders for St. Joe's. Let's check in with Mike Mayock. Mike?
Thanks, Gary, very much. Preliminary report right now just is that they're not sure what the condition of the nose is. They're going to evaluate it at halftime, and Coach Martelli's with us right now. Coach, you said before the game you were concerned about their half-court offense and defense and the pace at which they play. What do you think?
Well, I thought that early on.
Leading Pacific 35-31. CBS exclusive coverage of the NCAA Basketball Championship will be continuing after this message and a word from your local station.
The Big East